Europe.
Yone, Varus, Jace, Gwen, Zyra, Kalista.
Really does.
Adam hovering over the RA, and
Azir
his prediction
first
that
pick.
instantly locks the Azir. Will say this does open up a Talia angle for Caps. Talia
Yeah.
is incredibly good into the
I mean,
Azir.
Azir
think in
denial is
tier 1
good.
Play, something like a 20%
And it depends what angle Skewmon wants to go.
Games, so 80% win rate for
They
the
could
other
go
side
Vi
of that
Talia
matchup.
here.
Wouldn't be surprised if G2 want to go towards that matchup, given how good
Change
it
the
is
title?
in Europe.
Oh yeah, we got G2
and
versus
also
Rogue now.
globally as well. G2 deliberating.
G2
Not really that many
versus
cards shown
Rogue.
by
Boom.
the
Title change.
Rogue first pick. But as
There's
I said,
Talia.
I'm
Could go
so
Vi now.
surprised People opted then. It's cool to see him hovered over. But more recently,
Pantheon.
the
Okay,
it's
I
not
like
the vibe, but
Pantheon.
it's still point and click from G2.
I think
when we highlight
here,
Skewmon and Caps getting already their bases,
I would love
some
some kind of tank, Skarner, Sejuani, and I kind of fuck with, yeah, nice. I don't really fuck with the Rumble. I think you can pick an early top or you can pick AD.
I mean, I think the
Varus,
Sejuani
Kalista.
definitely helps here for Rogue, because you want
Could pick Jhin or
you want
some shit,
solid
or
front
Ezreal.
lines.
G2's on a timer already, because if they go Ezreal here, G2 go Kaisa on 3, I think the game is like,
It is, yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of LPL.
it's very
but like,
dive game.
Sion is crazy at the moment.
I think particularly when you're looking through into different regions, you are occasionally going to pick up some osmosis of this between different regions.
Osmosis, what does that mean, chat?
Ezreal goes for Patrick.
Is it like hypnotized?
Long-range carries for Rogue. They are clearly setting up for 2 to 3
Do it,
items.
pick Vayne. Yeah, pick Vayne into Talia.
Fight with them.
Osmosis is if you stay in the water for too long. Like if you stay in the ocean for like 10 hours, 20 hours, your body osmosisizes, doesn't it? Or something? I swear I read something about that.
Setting up quite an obvious front to back
Am I
team
fucking
fight.
dumb?
You also now with your last couple of picks need to give yourself tools to survive through those front
Osmosis.
to back.
It's got something to do with being in water too long, doesn't it?
You must be careful not to give them too many engage
Rumble
angles
ban?
with weak
Why did they ban
side lane
Rumble?
picks and stuff that can get picked off.
I don't understand this Rumble ban.
I'm talking about supports because as Rumble goes away, surely
Galio is open,
G2 setting themselves up something
and they have Azir, Sejuani top jungle, mid jungle. How is Rumble gonna fit that comp?
Also to mind is the Nautilus, the Nico set up, the Leona.
And Bessa ban.
That's what comes to mind when I'm looking at Kaiser pairings as well.
Particularly because it's such a wide map.
If anything,
could be really,
Rumble
really
could be good
one.
for this comp, no, with Pantheon.
And
And because you're against Adam, I think last pick top is good.
Here. That's what they're fishing for, surely.
Yeah, Signal's a good rel.
I mean, when they ban Rel, they'll probably pick like...
Also with the Kaiser, Nautilus also on the table too.
Yeah, but bro, if they pick Nautilus, they've lost the game. I think if they ban, they should ban Rel here, and I don't think you can blind support. You can't.
Let me just tell you one thing.
How? How? Maybe
Rakan?
Rakan?
I'm
Because
sensing a
Ezreal
Nautilus
Naught?
in the room. Is there a Nautilus in the room?
I think Naught is free lose.
Leona. It starts with an L.
I think Leona's free lose as well.
Maybe Nico. I'm getting warm around
Nico's
one of
free
these.
lose as well.
I love your psychic power you're putting on display
I
here.
think they have to go
I wish
Rakan.
you two would lock it a little bit quicker so that time
Have to go Rakan.
Worth a dollar.
And of course that means that they'd
Naught meets Braum, Leona meets Braum, Rakan meets Naught. So this formula is better to play the game.
That's why you work in duos.
Nice, I think this is a little bit better for G2.
Easy kills on
G2 need to round this comp out on top lane really hard.
Let's follow it up.
I'm thinking like, bro, I'm thinking like a cannon on 5 or some shit.
And you'll hear us talk a lot
They
about
have to
him for
blind
series, no
Gnar.
matter how this
They have to
goes,
blind Gnar or they
up
have to
against
blind
Broken
K'Sante.
Blade, Broken Blade
They're
has
blinding
many
Aurora
options.
top, just pick Galio, take a free win.
Top.
Pick Galio, take a free win. This is disgusting. That draft from Rogue is actually bannable. That is the most bannable shit I've ever seen in my life.
I don't think he has to pick anything specific.
If he doesn't pick Galio, I'll fucking shave my... Thank God for that.
I'm a tea enjoyer.
Ooh, okay.
Tea enjoyer, kind of
What
base.
kind of tea would Rogue be?
Well, I
fucking
think
bad
they're slightly
one.
more spicy than they were last play. Maybe a chili chai.
Or a chili, not even just a chai, a chili chai. We are seeing a lot of this Azir priority, especially in EU when other regions are walking away from it. As
Yeah, bot matchup is hard for G2, man. G2's on a... I mean, the Galio pick saved their draft. I think if Rogue blinded an actual top laner that doesn't walk into Galio, I think G2 would be in trouble. But let's see how proactive they can be.
And I think particularly
They have
Talia is a
3
very
global
good combo
ultimates
pick in Europe,
and
but
Kaiser
anywhere
Rakan.
in the world, it is very
So
good
let's see some
into Azir.
proactivity.
We were talking, the fact that people keep picking into it can be a bit of an issue. And it looks like
How
G2
did-
have the better side of that matchup for this game.
Look how unplayable it is to play Rakan into Naught.
I just need to add a bit of context there.
Hey Caedrel, how are you?
And I guess G2,
You're the first person
may
to
also
ask me.
probably end the
I'm
game before
great.
the souls come up as well. I mean, that's also something.
There is obviously context which is hard to bring
Okay,
into
3 grubs for a Drake,
lines,
classic.
but
For Rogue works out because usually it takes 2. No
They're lane
disrespect,
ganking?
he's
oh,
just
maybe going for lane gank.
Lane ganking
but
and
Caddy
invisible
now
hook.
with Dredge line down, and LeBron just sidesteps that. Hansama and LeBron perfectly healthy as well. And Malrun's
Is
still
Hansama
stick
gonna base
around,
now?
The wave is safely pushed in and nothing to be done. Hard against Rakan.
Nope. Yep, nope. Yeah.
I think we're getting to the point now.
8 minutes into the game, there's no forced movements.
Then I might pay a visit to Zul'Gurub.
Nice from Larssen, the flash away from
Wait, it's a solo kill for Larssen. Unless he can ult out here.
Into Caps. The ulti's going to be popped, but
What the fuck just happened?
Skumon comes flying in as well.
Ah, yes. Caps pressed his button and the Avengers arrived. They just lost double global for nothing.
But it's a little late, and it's against a statue.
Yeah, Caps is signed for another 3 years. Why is he in 2 years, Chad?
Because
2027 is in 2 years.
Nothing else is going to happen here.
Yeah, but he has to play 2025 first.
As you said, some of those globes
So he's signed for 3 years.
Question what comes up, because
He has to play 2025, then he has to play 2026, then he has to play 2077.
He's got about a minute 30-ish to go.
Might have an angle onto him here.
Might indeed,
No
because
flash.
Caps has no flash. Permafrost with Larssen able to hit and free hit would be good, but Skumon
Just say I'm right.
in the way. This turns into a 2v2 where for Skumon, as he's flashed on by Malrang, he still has the damage.
Did you just
Malrang looks
did you
too
just flash
ambitious.
E auto without
In
ult?
the eye. Skumon with first blood as Adam made the roam up and gets one for himself.
Holy fuck, Adam's playing his build again.
Still technically a trade up because G2 are in the 2v3 with Adam committing to it. Skumon some nice little fancy mechanics in there. I think he ended up stunning Malrang as he went to break the permafrost, so I'm not sure he took the damage from the Sejuani passive, but whatever, bit of a much.
Why?
Adam's coming in though,
Why?
sneaky. Labrov,
What-
he's gonna
what
be
the
ulted out.
fuck?
He gets interrupted as well with the
What the
quickness
fuck?
versus depth charge.
What the
Gonna
fuck?
give him enough distance. Execute
What is he
that
even
in
knocking
the
up?
way, and
No one's
an
near
ulti
him.
committed, but Labrov down with all summoners.
And while all this is happening, you know, when you're
Who's
going
winning?
between those plays, if some random flashes are blown, if random
I mean, I
ultimates
think
are blown,
G2
like
just
that,
won
so you
because of
stop being
Galio
able to
pick, but
defend or make those kind of plays.
there is
You
a
know
big
what
gold
happens if
lead
you
in
don't
top.
have Pantheon
Never
on
mind,
the
it was
that
0.
place, you
It was
use
for a
somewhere
funny
else. What happens
joke,
if
but
you
it
don't
didn't go
have
ruined.
Azir Flash? Really changes
No, I
the
think
nature of the
G2
map.
draft
Right
is 10
now,
times better.
not enough action to really force that, but that's the kind of play which I
So-
wonder either team should be looking for.
There's
I
three
mean,
drops
G2,
on
what do you do?
and Baron's up
What do
for
you actually
15
do to
minutes.
snowball this game? You
play
dive
too much
bot
Swift
with your
lane and you
globals
get
or you
normal
stack
League of Legends.
drakes?
Your timings are completely off.
I had that issue with Arena.
This Galio is
Oh,
actually
let's work
Thanos this
differently
game.
in Arena
Oh
than
my
this
god,
one.
I've said it. I say it like 10
How do I
times
get
every
the
5
spatula in
minutes.
this mode? Like,
Obviously very
G2
important.
just
In
send it
slower
onto
games
someone.
Like this, Herald does gain a lot of value. We'll just highlight some
Just
stuff which is happening
send
on
it.
the map as well, because we do have really different control happening with wards up here
Galio
from
will
the
have
rogue,
infinite
rogues down
prio.
here around
the Hollow Radiance on Broken Blade. He likes to
Ooh.
wall in now, and against Adam, he uses Shirelles in
Ooh,
response.
use the
Gets a good
plant.
trade back,
Use
but
the plant and get
there's
ready
some
with the
layers in
Galileo
the
ult.
river. Just going to be taken up by G2's top laner. While
The beautiful
Rogue,
thing is, why didn't he eat
focusing
the
on
plant?
Herald.
Oh, he did.
Caps is indeed
Oh,
gonna
Caps
get
caught.
shuffled back
Whoa,
and
Caps caught
caught
again.
out. Caps dead. Shut down over to Malrang. Teleport going to be burned towards
Caps
top.
caught again.
Adam comes in, but G2 have lost their mid laner.
towards Rogue. BB's getting a lot of value.
It really is, and again, I mean, this Galio, when you have double AP
Well,
solo laner, the
Aurora
value is
TP'd
only
in
going to be immense.
preemptively, which actually opened the cross map.
At the very least.
But I think she
Power
would have
goes
got dove no matter
down,
what.
and that equals up the gold somewhat. But remember, G2 are going to be dragon stacking here in this game after Cloud. 2 more to go. It's always nice when you hear that your laners
Cap's
have
gonna
put
get
the
caught
wards
again.
down, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you
Is
have
he gonna
issues
walk
with
up
that?
here? Oh, they didn't go on him.
consistently.
They're scared of the globals. They don't see
Cap's up
Galio.
big. Rogue are chilling. Look at this comp.
Is this gonna
The
work?
fact that gold is even, I would be cheering.
Like,
And, I mean, even trying
what
to
is
threaten
Malrang
Caps, who
doing?
has no turret to fall back on.
He's just
The only way
right-clicking
he's safe
Caps.
is the fact that
Why isn't Hansama going
Reminder,
crit
Rogue
Kai'Sa?
playing front to back comp.
Where's my crit Kai'Sa?
Feels like we are.
Maybe he's going crit
running
Kai'Sa.
very
Did you just
hard
get him
on it,
E-evolve or
free
what?
again, right?
He
Thank
is
you.
going crit
That's
Kai'Sa.
true.
Yeah, but I
We
thought
get
he was
limited
going
screen time, not good
Yuntal
for
into
their
Rage
eyes,
Bait.
is it? Chat, I don't want you to look at the mountain for too long. I don't want you to get
I want him to go Yuntal into IE.
Look at the game and let's
Does
learn
Double Dagger
together.
give him
Let's learn
his
to
E-evolve or
build
what?
language. I'd look at
Bottom
Sorrel
left,
as a
100%
bit
win versus
confused.
Caps.
We already had a bit of an issue with Syzygy back when we had that.
Oh,
Skumon
bro.
jumped onto. Not starting the fight just
They're
yet.
heralding mid against double
Looking to
global.
break open
Guys,
the
can we
map.
do something about that?
No real
Ooh,
pressure in this mid lane
G2,
just yet.
there's no synergy with this play, actually. Skumon's caught out, but he buys some time, gets a stun down. The hero's entrance
Beautiful.
is good. And I was going to say that, but Skumon survived
Very
so much longer than
playable game
I thought. Rogue couldn't get the damage
for Rogue.
committed, and then probably just not at the
Rakan,
point
you can turn
yet.
this.
Larssen spin up on the
Dankeschön.
Auroras. Labrov sets up with the quickness and the all-in. It's perfectly done. Skumon again just refuses to say die.
Did he overstep?
Broken Blade has to flash out in the end, but he's okay. A permafrost followed by Rogue's Malrang.
Lovely.
G2 have won the play.
Lovely
and
play.
they've lighted up-
And just like that, it's a GG, because they're going to have the globals up again, and Ezreal has no sums now.
To look at Labrov re-engaging in the middle of this fight. He has a wonderful
G2 draft is
pick
quite
off
powerful,
next
I will
person
say.
into this fight. Going on to the Pantheon,
And very
really
powerful.
your target. Has the E, has the Sundered Sky, makes it very easy for him to shrug off that initial engage. And then Labrov here, great front step, because he sees just a step far too forward, uses the E to get into range, still has the ult. I think that was disrespected by Patrick, goes down easily, but Labrov sees the opportunity and takes it well.
You notice as well, Adam, I mean, he might have his second item now, I believe, but whether he did in the fight, that Aurora doesn't do as much burst damage as someone.
Rogue quickly taking the dragon down.
Well, Skewmon is going to face check this. Going for a 50-50 is like where we start. XQ tries to get in the way, but G2 do not.
Mid tier 2, mid tier 2. Hello, hello, hello.
Also have the inside track towards mid. Adam trying to get there first, but Roger
where's my Galio?
Moving through Tri-Brush on a ward.
Caedrel trying to clear out a bit of that mid wave. G2 do have a lot of tools still to start fights. They can Pantheon ult if they really find someone on Vision. You got the Talir ult as well.
This Aurora is going to heal everyone. I can't believe they had Sejuani Azir and they decided to pick a Moby Boots Aurora into full magic with this team because they have double AP mid jungle. They picked fucking Aurora with movement speed into it. Like, what? That has to be the worst pick of the century.
Hunt Sama is out of the blue and they're just going to leave Artican for now. G2 looking to draw in Rogue a little bit closer.
Uh-oh. Pantheon.
Oh, here comes Pantheon.
He just rolls on in onto Adam, onto Larson. Who do you want? He finds a mid laner, and with the hero's entrance as well, Broken Blade zones out the whole fight.
Holy fuck, Galio is Thanos in this game.
A false turret behind them, but gives no inspiration.
Look at Galio health.
La
la la. La la la. La 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 la.
Get it hard.
Back in, but he hasn't managed to recall in time. Broken Blade holding the door shut. G2, good objective.
Hey, Broken Blade, you're busted, but you're not that busted. Relax.
It'll take a long time. He just as punches away.
You're busted, but you're not that busted.
In the meantime as well, Skewmon's low, but they don't know that yet. Rogue are unaware, and with Tri-Brush control just lost as well. Skewmon, okay, now they spot him out, but Smite's going to come down, and GA acquired. G2 with another big back play.
I love this kind of composition.
Man, I
really
swear, okay.
Splitting up the team fight well, and now that
I am going to go on a mission, chat. This split, this LEC split.
Be very important, G2,
I have decided I will do some draft investigations. Because when we did... Okay, this just comes from my own personal experience. When we did EU Masters as Lost Ratones, and I'm not comparing them to LEC coaches, when we did EU Masters with Lost Ratones, I felt like, I don't know how it felt from a viewer POV, but every game we played in EU Masters, the enemy team had no idea how to draft against us. They just completely trolled every draft with their bans and their picks. It made no sense and it gave everything to us. And I went through all the worst cases and I never got a worst case. I had like an hour or two of draft prep. Every time I rocked up to that series, the best thing possible happened. I was like, what? And now I'm looking at these LEC drafts and I'm like, how the fuck are you blinding Aurora with Sejuani Azir into a Galio being open? And then BDS today. BDS today had, the fuck was their draft? They had like Rise something something, Rise Lilia something. What the fuck was that comp they had? I saw their draft today. They had a terrible draft in that last game. I'm gonna pay way more attention.
He's up against a turret with no hope. The full dive comes online, and this is what G2's comp was built for. You say Ed 2. I say G2 are still cleaning
What the fuck did Hysterics just do?
Clean use of the ultimates, G2.
We need EU to win Worlds.
Broken Blade's going to zone. Malrun gets nowhere near it. They're level 13.
I know it's an E2 video chat, but I didn't actually expect him to do it out loud. Thanos might die. Kappa, he has Atakan. Look, the raid boss on the right, guys.
Remember, they still have GA for a little bit. And it's going to be used out. 1 GA down, 200 gold for the cost of Baron.
Isn't draft based on player preference? Yeah, but you can't tell me you can pick that champ there.
Rakan is like the Timon of this, you know. Of this
Timon.
I thought it was going to be Sejuani meant to be on the other side. Don't stand in.
Sejuani is Pumbaa, for sure. I don't know what XQ
That's from The Lion King.
Wrong game, wrong movie franchise, just doesn't belong there. Dead for a third time in this game as Bot Turret is going to open up with that pick as well. And here's a Pantheon ult rolling through. Skewmon going to zone off and make sure Piggy goes nowhere. Pumbaa needs to start singing.
Why are you saying no way? Shut up.
Skewmon blocking.
It took me a while to realize.
Nice, but it's all for the turret. Send him away with Cap's ulti used well as LeBron. A good dodge as well because the turret was going to kill it. You're live? Yeah, I know. I just think the game's completely lost. The only way G2 can lose this... no, they can't lose this, I've realized. They just waited for IE on Kai'Sa and they have IE on Kai'Sa now, so... All they have to do is wait for Baron. Or send it with triple global on a lane. Which, you know what? I don't mind here. If Kai'Sa gets this mid wave now, clicks down, and they send it on the spot wave. Or vice versa. Caps clicks mid and they send it on this mid wave. Both sound great to me, but I doubt they'll do it. Probably not worth throwing.
As well, they have a soul. They haven't been able to stack dragons here because G2
we're looking for a pick, but
those
I don't think they have the damage to kill anyone, other than maybe Kai'Sa. This guy's gonna be too tanky. This guy is Seraphs and Mercs and more Galio.
One of the big things when you are behind this far, you don't even get your jungle camps. G2 get to farm both set of jungle
camps. Let's one-shot Baron G2. Come.
In the jungle right now.
40 seconds on Nash. They also have 50 seconds on Soul. But G2 are really taking this easy. I think they could have sent it earlier, like 2 minutes ago on a mid or bot wave, and gone for an inhib and ended with globals. Because Azir had no flash, no Zhonya's, but they want to wait for Baron and Drake.
Yeah, you actually have to use psychology in League of Legends. It's a very complex thing.
So they're trying to threaten Baron because Drake's up and they can't fight Drake, so they're trying to take Baron. So at least G2 walk into them and they can try and get a good fight instead of walking into the G2 and then getting one shot. But Kai'Sa's doing the Drake, so they gotta force this quick.
G2 maybe looking for a chance to pounce. Caps recalling, Dragon being taken would be Soul, and then Taliyah will look to teleport topside.
Well, I mean, Baron's not going down quick enough, so for Rogue, this could be so dangerous. Soul gone.
Ooh, Hansama took a lot of damage. Stole. Q Flash Smite is so broken on Pantheon. Oh, and he speared him in the head.
Through the heart of Rogue, they run, but how far?
Well, we'll see. Caps doesn't have the wall anymore, but wants to put down that E. Does get hooked onto it.
Why does he? Actually, he saves Caps, I guess. Worth. Alright, wrap it up through top. Wrap it up. This draft is unplayable for Rogue.
He wants his first kill of the game, rather, and Broken Blade going to chase down the
only good thing they had in this draft was Azir Sage is good and Nautilus beats Rakan. Everything else is a mess.
It's not getting any easier. G2 go back, they'll spend their ill-gotten gains and prepare for assumed victory lap here. See if there's any last surprises.
We're never going to get the 20k gold lead, are we?
No, I feel like you need a Draven Pike for that.
Yeah, I can get around. Also, I think you need like many team wipes before a lot of the standing gold is down, you know? Like,
true.
You know, like, okay, maybe, you know, like first Baron spawns, you're already 13, 14k up. We 13, 14k up. We had the GG Hummer line game that was like that as Larson. He's going to get away, but Cap's
I don't know if he is.
What is the 20k gold lead even for the Driven for? I don't know, for fun. It's kind of funny though if a team's down 20k. Like that is nuts. Does Skewmon die?
What angle is there? He's buying so much time. There's a hero's entrance. Skewmon is still alive. In goes Broken Blade. And
yes, he does die.
Gonna die. They keep it a little bit.
But in comes Hansama ult.
How do you kill Broken Blade? That's flying in to save the day is Hansama, and we're back to square one. Take a couple of kills to pad the stats. Hansama. He's gonna end 4 kills up. Open Nexus and 35 minutes. G2
this was lost in draft.
Slow burn.
But G2 played well, G2 played well. A couple sketchy moments, but other than that...
Exactly
Varus first pick. Yeah, you could go Yone here, 2-3. Oh no, Yone's out. I heard Yone. Corki.
Hyperlane dominance. Rogue in that Corki. So likely to be towards Corki.
Is there something open here? Am I crazy?
Shifted into mid lane as well, Larson. No strangers to that one, although he's had a couple of awkward moments on that suit package at the fountain. I'm sure many people will
Skarner, no?
So still, a player which has really thrived on that. I don't know why I mentioned that. A player that's really thrived
Skarner Vi.
And Malron and Shinzao is exactly what Betty was asking for today. I completely agree with putting him on something that can force fights a little earlier. Be a bit of a wrecking ball.
I like this
Italy, you know?
if you play Ari on 3.
But this is like the interim. This is the in-between to take us to a game 3 as G2.
Because Talia's already out.
I think Skewmon's versatility on junglers has been
but I feel like
as well. I think Skarner's open. Yo.
I mean, I'd love that.
How much do you think you're going to win this game?
I feel like they could go Maokai, you know?
Dude, if he locks in any...
I think Maokai is crazy.
You cannot hover those other actual interesting things and lock in the bulk standard Maokai.
I'll be honest, like...
I think now Ari on 3 hurts.
Master Yi's not interesting.
Alistar.
Master Yi is just like...
Oof, I would go Sylas on 3 here, actually. What the fuck? They just picked Maokai Alistar 2-3. Are they fucking high?
With the funneling strat, and we're like... Yo, I'm okay with
just go Sylas. Dankeschön. I would ban out counters to Sylas AD mids. Yeah, Tristana's 1. I wonder if Smolder is the next ban because Yone's out already. I feel like this comp needs like Smolder, Renekton, Ambessa, Gnar. Okay, I like 2 iterations here for G2. I like Smolder plus like a Gnar or like a fucking Cho'Gath blind. No, not Cho'Gath. Oh, Gnar's quite rough too. Maybe like a Cassante Smolder. Something like this. I also kind of like Rise plus 80 top. It's some kind of AD top here, but I don't like Gnar.
Does a good job of getting onto those backline carries. Like
I don't like Ambessa.
Very, very safe. The Rel has
Jax, I don't mind Jax actually.
So G2 will have to blind pick top lane for BB. He goes for Shaq. Well, I mean,
what are you going to do here? Is it a Rise angle?
Yes, unless we get some
or is it a Cap Smolder?
Jungle counter pick into Shinzao, blind pick Maokai top. That's the other option.
Jax is AP. No, he's not. Shut up.
I like it already. You know, again, another mention. LPL is playing Maokai top, actually more so than
BB's
jungle.
played it too.
So I'm not going to throw that completely out of the water, but let's just put all the cards on the
Akali
table.
for caps. Ooh, that's fun. I prefer Rice, but I like Akali.
Sylas versus Akali. It's what we all deserve, isn't it?
I love that we now
Man,
have
Larson
like,
has some crazy groups to take here.
In the last game, slowing things
Doesn't
down,
Poppy on
and,
5
G2
win the game?
taking their time a little bit to end the game.
Isn't Poppy on 5 just crazy against Alistar, Jax, Akali? Holy shit.
See what they want to pick into that
Garen.
top lane match.
Ooh, I don't mind Garen into it. I don't know how good Garen is.
Garen, nice.
This guy's sign says, I just hope both teams lose.
What team's fan do you think they are?
Competitive game.
Ignite Garen with face rush. Akali versus Sylas. This is a good game.
Matchup is why I was excited
I fuck
for
with
this game, because I think that, you know, despite Rogue's
Bal
ups and
said you take
downs,
Conqueror on Jax in this
Adam has been
matchup.
part of that too. On an
On
individual level, in laning phase and his creativity, he has
on
been
Garen.
exciting to watch.
I would believe Adam on Garen over that.
Of gods.
That's a lot of ones.
Adam's stats are
It really
crazy.
is. Quick reminder as to why Adam's so hyped up and why, even though Rogue are a bottom tier team at the moment,
But
Adam is hitting big
But-
numbers. Like, it's not even just the context of Rogue. In the context
but
of the whole
these
league.
stats do require a little bit of context. Exactly, he's been given a lot of counter picks. He's been playing a lot of Aurora, a bit of Jace, a bit of Gnar, ranged top laners, and ranged top laners buff those 3 stats.
Late context, because look at the solo lanes. Caps already.
Holy fuck,
And
Caps.
Caps, by the way, here's Akali, best in the league.
And again, it's because
Alright, both junglers are doing the exact same thing.
Fights again and get some huge trades. Speaking of that though, Larson, that he gets a great trade
Maybe I
back.
talked him up too early. Malrang's here. Caps might have to burn the flash. Shield sets up, or rather, wind becomes lightning. Caps going to buy some time with Skewmont in the area. A turn possible, but Caps
is
a
cocky.
shuriken flip on a minion there. The cleanest setup to go back into Larson. Judgment is starting to build up work as well as I assume its first setup as Malrang's flashed on. Twist advance already used. Caps gets the shuriken flip.
Is there a kill here?
It's just fan of knives.
I guess if LeBron's moving, there's a kill, yeah. Oh, beautiful.
Sets up to flip back in.
Beautiful.
Caps with first blood while LeBron makes sure execute ain't nowhere near.
Doesn't miss that shuriken flip, and Caps Akali is off to a
Well,
flying
Caps
start.
Akali has
Still
first blood
still
and
has
blue buff.
teleports, he can
G2 do the swap again. I'm surprised Rogue never reacted to these swaps.
Looks like that Broken Blade
changing ability.
And it's a Drake for grub straight.
Such easy engage across the board. BB on the weak side of the map. Wave not really in his
The fuck?
grasp right now.
Weird when you
He
get
jumped while
stunned,
stunned.
but you still get the Q off, so he just moved. He just did the cha-cha slide to the ward.
Once again, both teams pretty happy to not.
2023 World Champ, Gigachat Adam.
Slower, execute.
Oh, he got completely
That's a
cancelled
trade.
there.
And LeBron doesn't have ulti, but again, Adam doesn't want to commit. Chain
Nice
Rush and flash. Executing real trouble, and with that poke, that does miss. Unsummer has a bit of kill threat now with the Rectrix in hand.
Labrov, gotta be careful there, buddy.
You just keep pressing Q every time Adam goes in. This is
Yeah,
the
Rel
problem
versus
with
Alistar is not that fun.
Runs linearly. Okay, he just runs in a straight line. Alistar bops you away, presses Q, chains of corruption, like...
Even though Adam's laning 1v2, he's still
What's that sound again?
ahead a lot of XP on Broken Blade.
Did you just use
I'm not getting 5 guys. I already had the Minecraft meal.
Trample going to be used, and again we talked about it. The flash is available for Adam, not going to pump it. And
feel like
even though he's
Poke Varus
trampled,
can
Unsummer
never
is gonna
kill.
need a bit more damage than that. Poke comes through, but again, just remember that
Never kill the
Perseverance
Garen.
will come up, and as he
They
gets
need
more
a
and more
3-man.
levels, it'll do more and more healing. Well, that mismatch of lane is still there, and
Slow game.
because Rogue drafted a comp
G2 favored
that we're
though.
expecting to
Both
fight.
teams have like a
Ulti's
1-3-1.
available. Larson, we talked about the
But
hijack,
one
then,
team does have
you know, who we
Poke,
can
Varus,
take
and
Skewmont,
Maokai, so
Caps.
when it comes to
Hell,
contesting objectives, I feel like Rogue is going to get a bit fried.
It's actually not a bad ult here to steal. The Jax is probably the least valuable because the Alice is a better version of it. Oh, good trade in Caps.
Holy Caps is clean.
As anything. Yeah, LeBron moves in as well. G2. There's a chance of getting 6 grubs versus a Garen. I mean, that Garen, he wants some pushing power.
Holy
This is
Caps
rough.
is clean.
And I mean, there'd be 2 waves at this point. So that is an extra degree of difficulty for Rogue to work with. Important to be proxying here, by the way, because that means that no way is anyone getting to hit your tower.
Very true. I mean, Broken Blade's going to walk up and take the wave as
Proxying.
soon as
Look at how much
possible.
tempo
Adam doesn't
Garen
think
has on the
about
map because of the
proxying
proxy.
another wave.
Jax
That's a
is
good
catching a
jungle
wave,
track.
Garen's already mid.
Larson just ran in. He steals the Alistar ult though. To be fair, it might be doable. Adam's also on the way in, and it could be a bait that G2 have to play with. But
Well,
with
Larson,
Chains
you're
of Corruption
tanky,
with
but you're not
Skewmont,
that... Oh my god, he
infinite
missed Varus
CC
Q.
hack successful. Larson has flashed out. It
Don't
kind of ticked
look
over, and
this.
That TP, maybe in the end, wasn't the best. Dragon spawns in 5 seconds, and look at the health bar.
Larson just
Exactly. No teleport,
fucked
no
his
flash.
whole
You
game.
used your Alistar, and now BB maybe sees an
He
angle.
based and
Does indeed
TP'd
onto
mid and
Adam.
had
He's
to
gonna
base again.
strike that one and
So now he's losing
bop him
top
on the
waves.
head. Ignite used from Adam, I think one of the first
have to
times
run out.
this game, and Rogue
So Akali's just getting big leads. Bro, you can see the betters in the chat.
And this is
I don't care who wins, just 32 minutes plus, please.
Not ahead of this matchup. The counter pick in top lane, which I thought red side draft was going to be very successful for Rogue, more successful.
Yeah, keep me updated on who wins the quali.
Too much value right now. However, BB might have overstayed.
Maybe you can get the wave. Cannon minions what I'm looking at here, but Adam might have an opportunity. Free
Ult.
ulti. Okay, it's a bait.
Justice.
Adam now the smart one in the books. He picked up his first kill in the game. Cap's going to be trading with topside turret.
Yeah, the leap strike cancelled out. Well played by Execute. It's a Q.
Oh, against Broken Blade, he's feeling a bit more confident. He's got Ignite now as well. Good little counter strike, and Execute coming
nice
in
yum.
means we're going to rinse and repeat. Adam flashes down, even under Execute will take it up.
Justice! No, he doesn't have ult. Oh my god.
Judgment was not available.
Oh my
Let's call it justice, 'cause
god.
that's what it would have been if Adam found kill number 2.
Oh, so close. Adam very, very nearly comping up again. Labrov has the minion taxi.
Yeah, this time, this is going to be an easy kill. Returned over to Execute. Hansama with LeBron's help lands on the CC. Adam's just trying to get something back. He's got Demacy and Justice up and available again.
Adam, did you overcook here?
Willie needs a bit more damage. But
I think
Adam
you might have
chunked up,
overcooked.
Slowed down Hansama.
No, you didn't.
Going to poke him to the ground. Scumon's now made his way.
I thought
in
Maokai
with
was going to ult
Patrick
him there.
hovering. Nymeria
Bot
was
tier
talking
1,
about
Herald
before
mid,
used
mid tier
against
1,
six drop
Drake.
cop, and they're
I
gonna
guess
take
G2 just
Dragon.
takes the map.
Larson's up there having a tea party with the minions. Mid-turret's
Because
gone.
Silas is
Dragon's
freezing
about
top.
to drop as well because no one can step up to caps unless it's 3 members.
But what is Rogue going to do about this? You have just lost 2 turrets.
Silas throws top,
A
time to
dragon
lose the
here
map.
as well. And what have you gained? A little bit of time farming up all 3 lanes. Okay, that's fine getting towards that, but you need to make something happen at some point.
Silas
You do
is
have
freezing
a 4
top.
melee composition, which tends to
The
signal
map
that
is
you want to play a
bleeding.
bit more skirmishy, a bit more brawly, a bit more green, and he's the one with the teleport. Rogue, Adam doesn't have that, so GT don't have to be afraid of that much.
The wave at least gone, that's nice. I mean, Rogue's still holding their ground as a 4-man. Adam's moving up, here to match Broken Blade.
Trying to get this top tier 2 a bit tricky.
You can see bot waves at
a bit
neutral
tricky.
State, but no
I mean, they're
closer
8
getting
minutes
that
from a
turret
soul, though.
Where Atakan is, and Broken Blade would just make nice if he had
Chat's
Scumon's
getting
top lane.
angry. Look at this
True,
guy's message.
that's a very good point.
Can you
It's simply the
actually
way that Adam has
fight
played Silas, right? Playing
Reggie?
very up
Does minion debuff on tower need to fall off faster? Yes or no? Bro, why is every game today 3 kills at 20 minutes? Can you fucking hit each other?
The swap again from G2. Can't say how clean it was enough as Adam's just trying to defend here, using Strikebreaker as best he can. The range from G2 being
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
A fight is there, but chains of corruption.
Oh my god, they're gonna win the fight, G2, and get Silas TP.
TPs, but not a moment too late. G2 already waved.
with Caps waiting in the wings.
And look at that TP as well. Look how deep it is. Caps is coming from behind. Excuse me, Broken Blade. The Jacks. From
Big flank.
From down away. A flash away from
Well,
Adam, but
the Garen just abandoned his team. But the Silas is tanky. They need to kill Corki. Wait, Larson. Corki's in it. They can't get a Kali. Wow.
He's just that strong, baby. G2, all 5 members stand tall.
I mean, it's not even close. It's like a charity match. I Show Speed plays League better than Rogue. What the fuck?
So far, outside of that
Has I Show Speed ever played League before in his life?
He's never run away with the game.
To be honest, that guy could probably hit Diamond in his first year.
You look at him onto Malrang. We're going to get a 1v2 eventually, but Malrang, will he survive until then? The all-in with the rest of Rogue's Caps is probably just bored at this point. He runs in, G8 popped, and Larson takes the ulti. But my friends, you look at the rest of the map. Mid's going to get pushed in. Bot's under pressure. Also, you only just took a G8. Caps has teleport to rejoin.
And it's against the 6 grubs. You commit four people top side, and G2 have 6 grubs in bot lane and in mid lane. The tower is going to completely go down. G2 are happy losing 1 withdrawal, 1 of that GA from the...
In this, but I think the answer's probably no. Double buffs there for Broken Blade. Ulti for ulti. Let's have a go. At least we get to see some action.
My name is Jax. I'm going to right-click you to death.
Eventually, the Sundered Sky will come back in. Give him a bit more leverage. There it is. Larson heals up with the Kingslayer, but Broken Blade only 1v1. Lebrov, go away. No one cares. Lebrov! It doesn't count. Broken Blade got support. Lebrov should be benched for that. Come on.
The blade might be broken, but the lamp's holding steady. 1v1 versus Larson. That,
For legal reasons.
How many kills have Rogue got in this series?
Okay, ignore that. Ignore
Wait,
that.
did you say I completely
Of course I did.
Oh, sometimes you just got
Lebrov taking away the
Like,
fascination of that
this
1v1.
just looks
It's
horrendous.
like people that steal pentas.
Gonna be anywhere close to it, and Rogue, much like much of this series, not really having an answer to it. They're farming, well, I mean, he is teleporting now. Half HP on the Baron. They really feel like they can force something now.
All right, Execute, show me the best support.
The Maokai poke, the Maokai ult, there's so much collateral everywhere.
Go out. They slow down. Larson goes in. But
well, I respect it, Mallory.
G2, the fight begins finally. A team fight.
I respect it.
We haven't had one of those this game, but Rogue are losing it so handily. Hansama flashes the back of the pit, and while Larson
save Hansama.
to find a target, he's in the middle of 3. Hans is dicing.
Save him! Help! Man, Silas with a cut with Alistar ult is crazy.
Caps is still healthy enough. On top of him, Shuriken Din. Meanwhile, Broken Blade died down.
Now they get Soul in 10 seconds as well. Banger league game, my fraud. Okay, the T1 Hammer Life series was disappointing. The BLG JDD series was kind of disappointing. The LEC series also just stomps. The IG series was good though. That's a fact. Adam's 3-0. Tomorrow's a banger, is it? Why, what's tomorrow?
Doesn't stop true damage in this engage coming through.
Yeah, but there's a chains of corruption and executes in harm's way. Skumon taking enough, and now that Nature's Grasp is out with a good bramble smash, he disengages, but over the wall, Malrang follows up until Broken Blade.
Adam's playing really scared in this fight.
There's no more justice available to execute. He's a free target. Patrick now pounced on as well. The Zonya's coming in handy as Broken Blade meets with Larson. He's rejoined in with Abscond Duck mid-air. Broken Blade still wants to take it, but he'll die too. G2 are playing with it while Caps is thinking about his entrance, but Rogue...
It's going to be very hard for Rogue to consistently get on top of too with the Ghost Blade and those boots moving speed.
Can't fight though.
I mean, consistently having up your summoner as well.
Unless Rogue
G2 aren't that forced, so it makes it hard. As you said, Hansama...
Just have to wait till Baron. Their Baron is really slow though, G2.
But Broken Blade goes back to the side lane, so another slow game, another Baron. I mean, we might question how the Elder goes as well, but I mean, of the map is still G2's.
To be honest, Silas is down 3.5k gold, but if he takes Alistar ult and presses R, he probably has good impact in the fights. Corki's even, and so is Garen.
Yay, big numbers.
But then they're also competitive.
Patrick position, if something else would happen.
You're gonna get a crippling addiction.
Into the top side of the map, Broken Blade has Sterak's now for even more survivability. Elder in 40 seconds though, so we may well have an objective trade if we want to slow this down. But the Baron is being forced by G2.
G2 are doing this pretty fast. Broken Blade zoning one side, Caps the other. Skumon ready to turn. Nature's Grasp is sent out, and Adam not going to be caught by it, but you see G2 forget the Baron.
Patrick can't hit. Larson has the Alistar ult. Now this is Caps time, baby. Caps time, baby. Caps time, baby.
Last time, but they're stronger now. A double meanwhile by Caps and Broken Blade chasing down the final pieces of Rogue. Adam taking enough to deal with Broken Blade, I say that, but
get his KDA down. Kill him.
Running, but he's got no friends. Under this turret, this will be his last
kill.
Broken Blade, he's going to take care of it all. 16 to 5.
Kill.
Forever. But G2 with a 2-0.
Hey, don't end. Let him kill Garen. We need to get him one death on the... Yes.
A little bit long on the time, but never really in question. Rogue were out macroed, and G2, their coaches will be very happy with how clean the closeouts were.
Yes, they will indeed. G2 still on top, still looking good. Here in the LEC spring, 3-0.
Well, it was 2 games of 2 12k gold leads of 2 stomps. 2 mega stomps.
Never really in question, was it? Maybe a little bit slow.
2 big fat stomps.
Something